Welcome to our tapping course, moving up the upward spiral. So if you haven't tapped before or you need a refresher, it's very simple. I'm going to show you exactly where you want to be tapping, and I'll give you a few other tips. So the first thing that we do is a setup point at the side of the hand. So the position is on the pinky side, and you can use all your fingers on the complete side of the hand, and you're going to be tapping like this. Some people go very, very fast, but I wouldn't recommend going too soft. You don't have to cause any physical damage or bruising, but you can just do a nice, gentle, but firm tapping on the side of the hand. Each point that you tap should be done at least 5 to 7 times. Sometimes we stay on a point a lot longer. I tend to stay on a point when I feel changes are actually happening in my body. I might actually just hang out there and not say anything, and that's okay. You just be with it and feel what you feel. So this is the setup point, and we're going to say even though, and then the thing that we want to sort of correct. So the negative thought or the belief that we want to get rid of. So even though this really bad thing, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, or some phrase that's similar to that. So this is the setup. We repeat that 3 times, and then we move through all the points. So very quickly, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points that we use. If you have had experiences with another teacher or maybe other videos, you might find that they do other points or movements with the eyes or counting. I use those too in my private coaching. They are very deep, very effective. If you really want to break through something, then they may be necessary. If you wish to do a one-on-one session with me, you are welcome to contact me. I still find the basic points are very effective and certainly good enough for what we're trying to achieve here. So the first point is called the eyebrow point. It is where the eyebrow meets the skin right at the beginning of the eyebrow. There is a point there, so if you feel with your fingers, you might actually feel a little divot or a little tiny little hole. This is an acupuncture point. That's the exact spot. In tapping, I like being close to the point. You don't have to be exactly on the point. The body is very forgiving, but I like to be pretty close. So with a couple of fingers and tapping, I know that I'm hitting this point. And it's also very comfortable. The acupuncture points on a lot of these are on both sides of the body. So there's one here and there's one here. So I can also do just one hand all the way down, and that's okay too. I tend to do both here, here, and here, and then I switch to the single hand on the center points because there is only one. I tend to also do one hand under the arm. Some people do both, and that's perfectly acceptable and may even be more effective. So I don't have any proof of that, but you can do both. Some people go like this. I find that I can't coordinate myself to find both equally, but I can do that this way. Looks a little funny, little monkey-ish, little monkey here, but that's okay. So eyebrow point, we start there. And we're going to be saying the negative phrase or the belief that we're trying to release while at this point. So we're saying things like, this negative thing, this negative thing. The next point is called side of the eye. So very simply, feel the bone just outside the eye, and in the center, you'll feel a little divot, a little hole, or a notch. So that's the point. So with a couple of fingers, you'll hit that. Next is under the eye. So you feel the bone straight down from the eyeball, and you'll feel that little notch, and that's the point, under the eye. The next one is under the nose. This one's pretty simple. Only use one hand. If you use 2 hands, you're on the side and you're not actually hitting the point. It's smack dab in the center with one finger. I find one finger awkward, so I do 2. And I know I'm close enough. Same for the next point is called under the mouth or chin point. It's not at the chin and it's not just below the mouth. It's actually in this crease here, right in here, halfway between the lip and the bottom of the chin, right where the finger fits in there. And you can tap on that with a couple of fingers, just one hand on this one. The next point is called the collarbone point. It's not actually on the collarbone. It's below the collarbone where the skin goes in a little bit, gets a little bit softer. So here you have the bone, you have this notch in the middle, and you can feel that bone. So if you go down a little bit and out to the side, below the collarbone, just where the bone stops here and below, that's the point. If you push in a little bit, you might feel it a little tender. If you use all your fingers on this one, you're definitely going to get it. Try to aim for the middle fingers, the two middle fingers, to be at that point. The next one, again, is under the arm. So this one is about a hand. If you put your hand under the armpit, at the bottom of your hand is the exact location. And so if you find that, it will be a bit sensitive, and you're going to tap on that. On women, it's at the bra line. You can do both. I find it difficult to find both exact locations this way, but I can easily find it this way. So that's up to you how you want to do it. It's also okay to just do one hand. Linda and I tend to do just one hand over here. The next point is top of the head. There is a point right at the top of the head. And if you feel around a little bit, you might find a divot or a little hole, you know, a little indentation, and it might be a little bit sensitive. That's the point. A few fingers up there is plenty. I have seen people doing this. This is not the point. This is nowhere near the point. The point is one point right at the top of the head, as if a string was pulling you straight up. That's where the point is. So one finger is plenty. If you do your whole hand, you're definitely going to hit it, and that would be great. Do not go all around your head. There's no point in doing that. You are not hitting the point. So that's all the points. The setup on the side of the hand, eyebrow point, side of the eye, under the eye, under the nose, under the mouth or chin point, collarbone, which is actually below the collarbone, under the arm, or under the arm, or under the arm, top of the head. And that's it. It's that simple. If you have any questions, just send us an email. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you soon.